It is a dream of fierce retaliation for a crime that could not be committed. Could we really turn our back on God even if we ate a fruit? Would that really change everything? Would duality, seen and opposite to what is all-encompassing, could it actually change the reality? No. For attack on what is wholly unassailable, could we attack God? Could we attack love? It's saying no. It is a nightmare of abandonment by an eternal love. Could God really abandon us? Which could not lead the Son whom it created out of love. Really? So it's saying to us, do you get this? Any parent would give a kid 1,000,000 chances, and God would give you one? Come on. It doesn't really make logical sense, even knowing us in our ego state. We would still do far better than God. And yet, he's supposed to be way better than us at doing these things. So you got to think about, that doesn't make any sense. So perhaps there's a miscommunication going on here. And that if we can begin to understand that, then we can finally turn back to God in love. So it says in the third paragraph, pain is a sign illusion reigns in place of truth. So these outward experiences of our physical pain or our emotional pain are signs of a missed perspective. Just like when your back hurts, you're out of alignment, right? That's what a chiropractor will tell you. They'll say, well, you're just out of alignment. And when you get back in alignment, things kind of straighten out and you feel better. Well, this is the same thing here. We're out of perspective. We're out of alignment with the truth. And that's when it is painful for us. That's when pain reigns. It goes on to say, this pain demonstrates God is denied, confused with fear, perceived as mad, and seen as traitor to himself. Again, the image of God in the Old Testament is a very confused, wrathful, sometimes he's all pissed off, and then other times he's forgiving, and then he does something else. He lets the devil play with Job, right? Gives him pox and this and that. Maybe we feel like Job. We're going through so many challenges. God's just forgetting us. No, has nothing to do with it. We've confused. God is denied, confused with fear, perceived as mad, and seen as a traitor to even himself. If God is real, it says there is no pain. If the reality of God, reality of love, there is no pain. But if pain is real, then it is a denial of God. It's a denial of the true perspective. For vengeance is not part of love. And so if love is perceived, if God is love, then he cannot be vengeful. It doesn't make sense. It puts him out of perspective. Same thing for us. And fear, denying love and using pain to prove that God is dead, has shown that death is victor over life. The body is the Son of God, corruptible in death, as mortal as the Father he has slain. And again, if we believe in the images we've made in this world, then we are corruptible. We are fated to die. We are fated to not much joy and not much happiness. But if you're reading A Course in Miracles, if you're continuing on some sort of metaphysical or just any sort of spiritual path, you're saying there's something more here. This doesn't make sense. This grinds against my very being. That's why this, to me, even though this is tough to read, this makes so much sense. You need to look clearly at the confused ideas that we have about God, that we have about ourselves, that we have about our mortality, and face them and say, no, I choose the joy of God instead of this insanity. We have to stop this thinking that is so automatic inside of us to go down this road of suffering and pain, and that is what we deserve. And just condoning these little painful thoughts and attitudes in our minds.